it's Lauren. So today's tutorial is going to be a really kind of fresh, velvety matte skin look with a little bit of a cranberry eye, some apricot blush that I've really been loving, a new highlighter that I'm trying out. It's kind of a little hodgepodge of everything. So I'm going to start with my Uoma foundation. I wear the shade T1W. We're just gonna get this all over the face. So I already prepped my skin this morning. I used a serum that I've been testing out. I've used my moisturizer and I've got on my sunscreen already. All of that is linked in the description box if you're curious what I use. And oftentimes in the description box, I will have discount codes if I have them for different brands, affiliate codes. I don't always have them, but for brands that I really like, I try to get codes for you all. So this is the Uoma foundation, which I like quite a bit. It's nice because it already has that kind of velvety finish. And I just like how you can kind of build up the opacity of this as well. I'm also going to use the Uoma Stay Woke Concealer in the shade T1. And I really like how creamy this concealer is. You can see it's a very thick, creamy formula, but it doesn't stay too overly dewy or radiant on the skin, which is really nice. As you can see, the Uoma products just play really nicely on my skin, and I personally like how these wear throughout the day as well. They don't let me get overly greasy, which is kind of something that I personally run into. So now I am taking the Skin Spark in the shade Smolder from Phytosurgence, and it's this really pretty apricot, kind of like a burnt apricot color. And they start out pretty intense, and you can really work that color out. And I've actually found I really like a true apricot blush on me. Okay, now that I've let that set for a minute, I'm gonna go ahead and set my face with some powder, because from here on out, most of my products are not really cream based. There's one that's like a cream powder hybrid, but we're just gonna go ahead and start kind of from the center of the face because that's where I tend to get the most oily, and work outward. And I've found that I love this kind of apricot blush because it kind of is like, it gives a little color to my cheeks. It doesn't necessarily compete with the rest of my makeup. And I feel like it just kind of has this like sun-kissed quality on my skin. And I've really, really liked it. Their formulas are incredible. I'm actually going to do a review of Phytosurgence coming up because I have enough of their products now that I feel like I can do a more comprehensive review. I'm going to use another product from Phytosurgence. This is their Mirrored Moonlight Spectral Shine, which is like a cream powder hybrid. It's their new highlighters, and like I think it's such a beautiful product. Because for people like myself who don't like super glittery, like chunky highlighters, this is like such a great option. Look at that. It's so pretty. And this really, like once it sets down and it has kind of more of that powdery finish, it doesn't move all day. That's kind of like the theme with their products. They're beautiful. I really hope that they kind of bust into more complexion products like foundations and concealers and stuff like that, because the textures of their products are fantastic. Look at that. It's just like so beautiful. Like a soft filter focus on your face. Next for this look, I'm going to prime my eyelids using MAC Painterly Paint Pot. I really like this as just a nice even canvas, and the shade Painterly is really pretty great for me for being kind of somewhat close to my skin tone, maybe a little bit lighter, and it really cancels out any discoloration on my lid so I can get the most true eyeshadow color payoff. Like obviously you can use a concealer for this, but I personally find that concealers tend to be a little more creamy than I need, and Painterly is something that almost dries down and has a little bit of tack to it. So I find that my eyeshadows wear better with a true eyeshadow primer. I'm going to take the Haus Laboratories Glam Room palette, and I'm going to use this kind of camel color on a large fluffy brush. And now what I'm gonna do is take my pinky and dip it into this cranberry shade and start applying that to my lid for a stronger color payoff than a brush. And you'll notice when I do that, there tends to be a little gap that's almost a little devoid and bald from color. So what I like to do is take another brush after I've got that really heavy deposit down and go back into that crease area and fill in where that color might be a little more sparse. This is also really great to be able to kind of blend that initial transition shade with your lid color should you choose. And then we repeat on the other eye. I'm going to take this sort of golden champagne color. This actually has a little bit of like a pink shift to it, and I'm going to pop that on the inner corners. Now to sort of round out this eye look, I want a little bit of something on the bottom, so I'm going to use the bronze eyeliner from Fitglow. And I'm also going to smudge that in a bit so it's a little softer. All right, and because I want to create balance between that lower and upper lid, I'm going to use the Haus Laboratories Eye.Lie.Ner, their liquid eyeliner. Now for brows, I'm going to use the NYX Lift Snatch in the shade Ash Brown. Now for some good hold, I'm going to spoolie some Got To Be Glued spiking gel through them. I like to just kind of lightly run my finger over them. I've kind of found if you push them down too much to the skin, it can create kind of a shiny appearance, and then I typically end up having to powder over. But I like this gel because it will hold in place all day and my brows don't fall down. Now for mascara, I'm going to use the Lancome Idole. It's one of their newest launches, and it lifts the lashes really beautifully, makes them really dark, and this one wears really well on me. Because the eyes have this bright cranberry shade on them, I'm going to stick with a more neutral lip. So I'm going to use the Oak Lip Liner from MAC. Now I'm going to add some of the new Milky gloss from NYX. This is the shade Milky Pink. And these don't have like a ton of pigment or color or anything like that. It's very, very subtle. They smell kind of like cotton candy to me. And I feel like these are the much more sheer, glossy counterpart to the butter glosses that they already have. I also feel like these, they're not sticky, but they definitely have a little more kind of tack and drag than the butter glosses, I feel like. I just think that color is so pretty though. And it's like, it's subtle, but it adds that little hint of pink back. I think I'm kind of looking at all of this. I want to do just a touch of bronzer and we are good to go. So to finish this look off, I'm going to use just a light dusting of the Westman Atelier Butter Bronzer and just really hit the perimeters of my face and my collarbones to kind of just tie it all back together. And there's today's look. I hope that you've enjoyed this. I love how this look came together. I just think it's so fun to have that bright pop of color on the eyes, especially because with my eyes being green, I really like kind of warmer tones. I think it really makes them pop a bit more. But I hope that you enjoyed this. If you did, please make sure to like and subscribe to my channel. It helps other people to find my content and I can continue bringing you these kinds of videos. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.